Happy Pride season, Canada! Thank you so much, Chantal. Thank you to the Ottawa Gay Men's Chorus for that wonderful performance. Merci beaucoup, mes chers amis. But it also is remarkable to be able to be here year in, year out with so many members of Parliament who continue to step up, not just here in Ottawa, but right across the country, to celebrate Pride, but also to stand in solidarity as allies every single day of the year.
Cameraman.
But before I continue on this, I want to acknowledge that 5 years ago today exactly, I received the final report from the National Inquiry into the missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. Today is a reminder that we all have much work to do still to make Canada a safe and welcoming place for Indigenous women and girls and for all 2S LGBTQI+ communities. Our government held the first Pride-raising flag on the Hill 9 years ago, recognizing that no matter your sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression, you have a voice. You are respected. You belong here and here on Parliament Hill. And we've made important progress since then. We've invested in the research and science that helped us end the unjustifiable blood ban. We launched Canada's first 2S LGBTQI+ action plan. We banned conversion therapy, a cruel and degrading practice. Increasingly, members of the 2S LGBTQI+ community are raising the alarm about hate crimes and hate speech that undermines their sense of safety and dignity. You know, it wasn't supposed to be this way. When we raised the flag on Parliament, the Pride flag on Parliament Hill 9 years ago, it was supposed to be the start of real locked-in progress that had been fought for years, for decades, for generations. I even remember in 2016, when I was the first Prime Minister to walk in Pride parades across the country, in Montreal at home particularly, everyone was filled with the question of, is it even relevant anymore? Do we even need to be marching in Pride parades anymore because we've made so much progress? We're there, aren't we? And my answer at that time was, we've made tremendous progress. There's always still more to do, but it also is really, really important that Pride shows everyone around the world that there are places where we can march openly and freely and celebrate, like here in Montreal, like here in Canada. You know, as I get out across the country this summer, nobody's going to ask me that question, whether it's still relevant to be marching in Pride parades.
Nobody wants to ask
whether
you
it's still
anything.
important to be standing up as allies. Whether it's still meaningful that Pride is, yes, a wonderful celebration, but also a protest. Unfortunately, it is. This past year, we've seen too many people, including some politicians, shown that they're willing to target vulnerable trans youth, to deny them the freedom to seek life-saving, gender-affirming care, all for narrow political gain. In the face of this rising hate, our government is acting. As part of Canada's action plan on combating hate, we're supporting community outreach. We're tackling the rise in hate crimes. We're enhancing community security. We're countering radicalization. We're increasing support for victims and survivors and supporting law enforcement reform.